This hallway is the most scared I've ever felt in a video game. But why? I want to look at why this is the scariest game I've ever played and why thematically and tonally I've never been more horrified by a game than Alien Isolation. Oh, happy Halloween, by the way, if you're watching it today. Alien Isolation follows you as Amanda Ripley as you're abandoned on the Sevastopol space station, and your goal in the game is to isolation. I meant survive. And this is a linear horror game that takes place in the Alien franchise, and that means we know what the threat is, and we know what is haunting us in this space station. Unlike other horror games, we already know very well, pre-established what to be scared of. The only thing we don't know is how it's going to hunt us. Which leads us back to the original hallway of this being the scariest moment I've ever seen in a video game. The quiet hallway with the ambient noises and sometimes the beeper going off on the ceiling. I don't know what it's called, but it scares me. And you want to know why it scares me so much? Because I have no idea where the alien is at. The tension of where it could be is way more horrifying than any jump scare that the game could hit me with. And seeing the alien itself doesn't make the game any less scary because now I know where it's at. But also, does that mean it knows where I'm at? Because if it does, then I'm going to have to be very sneaky and gosh dang it. And that is why the game is so horrifying, because it doesn't matter if I can see the alien or not. The horror of Alien Isolation doesn't come from the fact there's a monster on board. It's something much more sinister. Because this alien doesn't ever go away. It doesn't only appear for a few chapters and gives you a break. It will always be there. And it doesn't follow a routine pattern to give you any sort of peace of mind. There are no breaks in this game. This creature is horrifying, it's going to hunt you, and it's going to get better at it because of two words. Game design. The alien knows you and it learns how you move. It knows how you think and it learns where you want to hide. By the end of the game, the alien knows how you play better than you do at a certain point. And that leads to another type of horror. As every chapter occurs and you barely squeak by, it starts to dawn on you that what happened back there in the last chapter isn't going to fly again. The alien is consistently going to learn, and that is why you are never safe. And the lack of safety in this game is what's going to be the biggest turnoff for people with this game, because that is really intense. Once you get introduced to the xenomorph in the third chapter, the bumpers on the bowling alley are gone. It is over. There's no more safety in this game. Have fun until you get to the credits. You can be killed during checkpoints. You can be killed in the vents while you're running or while you're crouching. You will never feel safe. So when you look down this hallway again, knowing something is out there with you, that is horror. I have never seen a scarier film that has put me more on edge than this game. I've never been to a haunted house that has caused me this much anxiety. Alien Isolation is one of one, with how horrifying of a cat and mouse game it can be, and how expertly crafted it is. You will not find another game like this one, and that's why I love it. There is something so incredibly cathartic about a game that just scares you crapless. A game that is so well designed that it can horrify you and put you on edge so much that you are actively sweating, and yet at the same time, you've never felt more alive. Horror, in my opinion, is the most engaging of all genres on a personal level. How can you look away from this? The music, to the visuals, to the medium itself, it's meant to engage us by making us scared. And Alien Isolation, for my money, is the greatest horror game that's ever been created. It is so fun. There's never been a more intense and more exhilarating horror game, and I just love every horrifying second of it. If you haven't played this game, do yourself a favor and do yourself the honor, because there will never be another game where looking down a hallway has ever made you feel more alive.